Hello everyone, it is Allison here, and as you all know, we close our doors on Tuesday at Foundation Health Center, so here I am at home, and for those who've been asking us, Brad and I are in our new home, thank goodness. It's a beautiful place to spend this quality time together, and so I thought I'd pop on here. I had a chair yoga class scheduled for tomorrow and I canceled it at the beginning of the week, so I thought I would share with you about a 20 to 30 minute yoga practice, some mindful movements that you can do at home. Now more than ever, it's important for us to move our bodies and keep our mind and body healthy, and also to pay attention to how we're doing in this time. Not only does our mind carry stress, thoughts and emotions, but also our bodies can hold stress sometimes, whether it be clenching your jaw or holding it through your neck and shoulders, your hips. So, and in addition to moving your body today, also bring awareness to where you might be holding tension and taking time to release that as best you can. So this is a chair yoga practice. If you are new to chair yoga, then please just take your own time, listen to your body. And for those, I'm videoing this for the chair yoga people that usually come to my class, just know that I'm thinking of you and I hope this is helpful. So to begin, I'm just going to talk about some of the props that we use in our chair yoga class. We're frequently using a strap, and at home you could use instead, this is a belt from my house coat. So just the perfect length and to simulate the same prop. The other thing we often use is a block, and at home instead of a block, you could use a box of tea or a box of Kleenex, just something about the same size for you to hold on to. The other thing we will use, usually at the end of my yoga classes for the chair practice, is a bolster to support our back. And if you don't have that at home, you could use just a chair cushion. So I have that on standby too as a substitute. So to get started, anytime we're exercising from the chair, I like to promote the feet being on the floor. So if you have long legs like myself, you could scoot yourself back, your feet are still touching. But if you find you're in your chair and your feet are dangling, then I would suggest you take a phone book or something that can prop your feet up underneath you, even just a nice thick folded towel, something to support your feet to the ground. And with our practice today, we'll be starting by just checking in and taking a moment of stillness and silence to see how our mind and body is doing today. So to sit comfortably in your chair, you're going to have your feet connected to the floor. You're going to pay attention to your sitting bones, just rock your body left and right, find those sitting bones connecting you to the chair, and then come back to what feels like center to you. The shoulder blades can draw back and down, creating a nice space and opening through the chest. And also allowing yourself to lean back a little bit, okay? We're going to check in and we want to feel comfortable here. So we're not slouching by any means, but we're sitting comfortably back. And the arms can be on your lap or on the armrest. So unfortunately, I don't have a chair in my house with armrest. That would be ideal here. But at home, if that's an option, go ahead and do so. So you can choose to close the eyes or soften the gaze downward at this point, beginning to check in with your body as a whole. Noticing what is standing out to you in this moment, whether that be a sensation of aches or pains, discomfort. Maybe noticing where you're holding tension. Our body's great at pinpointing those spaces that are standing out most. But also pay attention what's feeling good today. Are there parts of your body that feel neutral or that feel relaxed, heavy? Warmth, coolness, just noticing. And then take a moment to notice the mind, maybe some thoughts coming or going. Notice how you're feeling. And throughout our practice today, we're recentering our thoughts to the mind and the body, the breath. This is a practice of mindfulness to stay present. Just noticing when the mind has wandered and encouraging it to come back. So bringing that awareness next to the breath as you breathe in and out, notice without changing the breath how it's feeling today. You might notice the areas of the body expanding as you inhale and softening as you exhale. You might notice the rib cage rising. You might notice the belly expanding, maybe the chest lifting. And then as you exhale, you might notice the softness of the belly coming back in, the ribs coming back down. Just noticing that. And sometimes during moments of stress, we can hold our breath or short, shallow breathe. So just notice maybe breathing feels a bit difficult right now. Or maybe it's feeling like it's hard to breathe a little bit as far as your chest feeling tight. Just making note of that as we go through our practice. And then when you're ready, bring attention to your feet. Feel your feet supported by the surface below. Feel the backs of your legs against the chair, your sitting bones, the spine supported, the shoulder blades drawn away from the ears, and your arms, the quality of your arms at your side, your hands on your lap. And then when you're ready, slowly begin to open the eyes. Return awareness to the room as we begin our practice. So to begin, we'll do some sun breaths, which you can do in standing or sitting. You can scoot yourself forward on the chair. Give yourself some space from the back. As you inhale, you'll reach your arms up overhead. If it's comfortable, the gaze can follow. As you exhale, your arms will come back down at your sides. If this range of motion is not available to you, just do what you can. Maybe you're going halfway, a quarter of the way. But notice what it feels like to get those arms overhead. It's not a movement we do frequently throughout the day. Maybe reaching up in the top cupboard. Maybe reaching up in the closet. But otherwise, our shoulders have this beautiful range of motion. And let's access this right now. Notice what it feels like. Breathing in when you reach up. Breathing out as you exhale. Then getting into the side body, you can rest your left hand on your lap and inhale, your right arm will reach up and over, okay? So opposite to what I'm doing. So you're feeling a stretch through your side body. We'll be doing either side too, so don't get too worried about lefts and rights. Just notice what that feels like. It can feel a little bit tight. It's not a motion we do often. Sometimes we can hold tension through these spaces. So breathing into that hold. And if that's just feeling like too much for you today, the hand on the shoulder or hand on hip is a nice option. As you inhale, reach up tall. As you exhale, lower down. Your hand comes back to your lap. We're going to switch sides. Knowing this side might be different, go in with curiosity. Inhale, your left arm is going to reach up and then over to the right side, noticing how that feels, making adjustments if you need to feel a little more comfortable on this side. Relaxing the jaw, the shoulders. Breathing in and out with the hold. Staying connected with those sensations you're feeling in the body as you inhale to reach back up and exhale to lower back down. Moving next to cat and cow postures. We often do this on the floor. If that's available to you, you can do so. From a chair, there's a great option to just adjust yourself a little more forward. Your feet are still flat. And this is great if you're working from home, at an office, or maybe a circumstance where you're not able to move the spine as much as you'd like to get some circulation and lubrication to those joints. So sitting up in a relative kind of neutral position here as you regularly would, your shoulder blades are going to start to roll back and down, and you're going to start to lift your tailbone up off of the chair. So it's as if your pelvis is reaching forward. From there, your belly kind of reaches forward too, the chest opens up, and if it's comfortable, the gaze can start to look up as well. So this would be considered a seated cow pose. You're inhaling with this motion. As you exhale, you'll start to reverse that curvature, so your chin's going to start to drop down, the shoulder blades start to round, your belly starts to sink back, you're rounding your spine, your tail tucks under, and you're into this cat posture, so rounding through the spine. You can certainly start to feel tension through the shoulders, the neck, maybe the low back. As you inhale, you'll start to pull yourself forward into cow poses. You inhale. As you exhale, you're rounding the spine back into cat pose. So So continue at your own pace into these postures. And maybe it's been a while since you practiced yoga. Maybe it's your first time. Just become aware of how that feels for you. And I try not to focus too much on the right and wrong way of moving through these postures. As long as you're moving, that is best for the body. And over time, you'll start to connect and become more aware of these postures, and they'll become a little bit easier for you. So at your own time and pace, inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. Beautiful way to keep the spine moving and also get some circulation to those nerves that exit the spine. As you come back to center, take a moment to notice, how does the body feel to move in that way? Next, we're going to move along to a seated spinal twist. As you stay centered in your chair, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. This elongates the spine, creating space. As you exhale, you'll turn to your left side. Your left arm can either reach back and loop behind the chair. Your right arm can either come to that armrest if it's available, or to the outside of your left leg. This might feel like too much for you. Maybe spinal twisting isn't something you're used to doing, in which case you could take the armrest with that left arm, or just simply turn towards your left as you start to encourage the spine to move in that way. This is a beautiful posture to get into as we're twisting the spine. You could even add that neck rotation as you look over your left shoulder.